So one of the questions that I wanted to ask is, and try to get feedback on, is, are cars today made better than they were 15, 20, and 30 years ago?
As long as remember, I remember you.
There's been a lot of articles on it and discussion, and even Jim and Carlos have talked about having to purchase vehicles for their kids and whether or not it's smarter or to provide them with a vehicle that is either older with a few thousand miles on it, or to give them a new vehicle that's going to be safer. There's a couple arguments to be made whether or not to purchase new or used. Obviously, if you have relationships with customers like Mosaic does with dealerships, you want to bring them business, and sometimes that's buying a used vehicle off their inventory or buying a new vehicle off their inventory. I think cars today are better than they were 15, 20 years ago, but I was raised in Eastern Europe, so the cars we had weren't the best. For me, I think, there's a couple things that come into mind as far as vehicles that have gotten better. Tire safety has gone up tremendously. Overall safety of the vehicle. Cars are safer now than they were 15, 20 years ago. I actually, one of the things I liked in looking into this is, I believe it was Volvo who invented the 3-point seatbelt, and instead of patenting it and having ownership of it, they let it open out to the market for the industry to have in order to save more lives. Volvo has an initiative that no fatalities will result in car accidents in Volvo vehicles. I don't know the exact year, but I know that their primary purpose is to build the safest vehicles out there. So if you care about someone and you love them and you want them to be safe, probably get them a Volvo. But there's plenty of other cars out there that are nice and safe. The new Tesla Model 3 just got 5-star rating with the articles that we're seeing on LinkedIn and online. I think that not only tires, but MPGs, miles per gallon, are getting better. I read somewhere that in 1980, the average, or the goal was to make a car that got 20 miles per gallon. Now we're seeing vehicles that are making 40, 50, and somewhere even 100 miles per gallon. And then, the other argument I wanted to kind of throw out was, are cars not only getting better, but are they getting more expensive? In 1980, the average price of a new car was $7,000. In 2018, as of February 1st, an estimated average transaction price from KBB was $36,270. Yes, that's a lot. You could look at it as that's a big jump, but also we don't take into account, what did $7,000 back in 1980 buy you? Money was worth more back then. The other thing I wanted to say is, with today's cars, not only is the safety getting better, the design is getting nicer, but also you have a better infotainment. Obviously we have a lot more technology in the car today than we had even 5 years ago. The durability of cars, like I was talking to Tyler earlier, almost any vehicle now will hit 100,000 miles on its original powertrain with minimal maintenance, without having to replace major components. So I do believe that vehicles are better today than they were 15, 20 years ago.
As long as